Have you ever wondered if dogs feel lonely? And if they do, how do they express it? As humans, we can easily talk about our feelings. I'm feeling down today, so bored. But dogs can't do that. They can't call you or leave a note saying, I miss you so much. When are you coming home? Instead, they send signals that you might never notice, unless you pay close attention. So, how can you tell if your dog is feeling lonely? In this video, I'll show you the 9 most obvious signs that reveal your furry friend's emotions. And most importantly, sign number 6 might seem harmless, but it could actually cause serious harm to your dog. Don't miss it. If you enjoy content that helps you understand your dog better, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on valuable tips. Are you ready? Let's dive in. You sit down to work, and your dog starts barking. You ignore it for a moment. It jumps on you. You still don't react? It runs off to rummage through the trash, drags your shoes into the middle of the room, or tugs at your shirt with its mouth. Sound familiar? This isn't just naughty behavior. It could be a cry for help. When dogs feel lonely, they'll do whatever it takes to get your attention. To them, even getting scolded is better than being ignored completely. And if you react the wrong way, you might actually be reinforcing this behavior without realizing it. Dogs act this way because they crave interaction with you. You are the center of their world, their biggest source of security. When they have nothing to keep them occupied, they create their own job. And that job is to make sure you notice them. If they don't have a proper way to burn off energy, they'll resort to any method they can to release their frustration. If this behavior isn't managed properly, things can get worse. Your dog will become even more demanding. If you give in immediately, it will learn that acting out equals getting attention. But if you ignore it for too long, it might escalate to destructive behaviors like chewing on furniture, pulling down curtains, or shredding toilet paper, just to get a reaction from you. And of course, this creates unnecessary stress for you, especially when you're trying to work or relax. So, what should you do? Set a consistent playtime schedule so your dog knows when to expect interaction with you. Don't respond immediately to its demands. Wait until it calms down before giving attention, so it doesn't develop a habit of misbehaving to get what it wants. Provide mentally stimulating toys, such as treat-dispensing puzzles or scent games, to keep your dog occupied when alone. Most importantly, ensure it gets enough exercise. A tired dog is a happy dog. Taking it for walks, letting it run, or playing games will help reduce excessive attention-seeking behavior and improve its emotional state. Have you noticed your dog acting this way? Share your experience in the comments. And don't forget, the next sign might surprise you. It seems completely normal, but in reality, it's a hidden sign of loneliness that many people overlook. Let's move on to sign number 2 right now. You leave the house, and when you return, your dog is still lying by the door as if it never moved from that spot the entire time you were gone. Or maybe, the moment you pick up your keys or get ready to leave, it rushes to the door, sits down, and stares at you with hopeful eyes. Many people assume that dogs lie near the door simply because they like it. But the reality might break your heart. When a dog feels lonely, it will seek out the place where your scent is the strongest. And that is often the entrance to your home. From there, it can hear sounds from outside, sense even the smallest vibrations, and wait anxiously for the moment you return. This behavior is especially common in dogs that are deeply attached to their owners or prone to anxiety when left alone. The longer they wait, the stronger their anticipation grows. And if this continues for too long, it can lead to emotional distress. Some dogs even refuse to leave the door, no matter how much food, toys, or fun activities are available elsewhere. How can you help your dog feel less lonely when you're away? First, create a safe space for your dog, a place where it can feel relaxed even when you're not there. Leave an item with your scent, such as an old shirt or blanket, to provide a sense of comfort. If possible, use a pet camera with a speaker so you can talk to your dog remotely, reassuring it with your voice. Finally, make sure your dog gets enough exercise before you leave. A tired dog is more likely to sleep rather than wait anxiously by the door. Have you ever noticed your dog lying by the door every time you leave? If so, don't ignore this sign. And now, let's move on to sign number 3, a behavior that many people mistake for something normal. But in reality, it could be a silent cry for help from your dog. Have you ever noticed your dog yawning multiple times in a row, even though it's not sleepy? Or perhaps it frequently licks its lips when there's no food around. If you think this is just a harmless habit, you might be overlooking an important sign. Yawning and lip licking are not just natural reflexes. They are also ways for dogs to express stress and anxiety. In particular, if you see your dog yawning frequently when you're about to leave the house or licking its lips repeatedly right after you go, this could be a sign that it's trying to calm itself down. These small behaviors act as a natural coping mechanism when a dog feels insecure or lonely. However, if this happens too often, it can negatively impact your dog's mental well-being. A dog that experiences frequent stress is at risk of developing chronic anxiety, which can affect its nervous system and even lead to digestive issues. So, how can you help your dog feel less anxious? First, observe when these reactions occur. If they happen every time you prepare to leave, try making your departures calmer and less noticeable. At home, help your dog get used to quiet alone time by providing interactive toys or scent-based games to keep it busy. If yawning and lip-licking occur even when you're present, check for other stress factors in the environment, such as loud noises, unfamiliar scents, or sudden changes in routine. Don't underestimate these subtle actions. Sometimes, the smallest behaviors are the clearest indicators of your dog's emotions. And now, let's move on to the next sign, one that might seem completely normal, but is actually one of the most obvious signs of loneliness that many people tend to overlook. One day, you notice that your dog no longer runs to greet you like it used to. Instead, it prefers to lie alone in a corner of the room, showing no interest even when you call its name. You might think it just wants to rest, but if this behavior continues, it could be a sign of loneliness or even depression. Dogs are social animals. They love interacting with their owners and the people around them. When a dog starts withdrawing to a corner, avoiding everyone and daily activities, it could be feeling abandoned or losing interest in the world around it. Sometimes, this is also their way of coping with sadness after being left alone for too long. This behavior can lead to more serious consequences. If not addressed in time, the dog may develop depression, lose interest in food, play, or anything else that once made it happy. So how can you help your dog feel better? First, spend more quality time interacting with your dog, even if you have a busy schedule. You don't need to play with it all day, but make sure to create meaningful moments, cuddling, petting, or simply talking to it. Additionally, introduce small challenges to stimulate your dog's curiosity, such as hiding treats or using interactive toys to keep it engaged. If this behavior persists, consider taking your dog to a vet to rule out any health issues that might be affecting its behavior. Have you ever noticed your dog isolating itself in a corner? If so, don't ignore this sign. And now, let's move on to the next sign, a behavior that many people find adorable. But in reality, It could be a silent cry for help from your dog. You stand up, and your dog stands up too. You walk into the kitchen, and it follows right behind you. You go to the bathroom, and it waits patiently outside the door. Even when you're sleeping, it keeps its eyes on you. Sound familiar? At first, many people think this is a sign of affection, that their dog loves them so much that it never wants to leave their side. But in reality, this could be a signal that your dog is feeling lonely or insecure. When a dog follows you everywhere, it's not just about wanting to be near you. It's searching for a sense of security, because being alone makes it anxious. If this behavior happens too often, it can lead to separation anxiety. A dog suffering from separation anxiety will struggle to calm itself when its owner is away, showing signs of distress such as excessive barking, scratching at doors, or even destructive behavior. This not only affects the dog's mental well-being, but can also become frustrating for you, especially if you need personal space or are working from home. How can you help your dog feel more secure without constantly clinging to you? First, help your dog get used to being alone in a positive way. Start by leaving the room for short periods and gradually increasing the time, allowing your dog to learn how to stay calm when you're not around. Provide mentally stimulating toys to keep it occupied while you're away. If necessary, train your dog with stay commands to reinforce that your absence does not mean abandonment. If you notice your dog constantly sticking to you, take the time to help it build confidence and feel more comfortable being alone. And now, let's move on to sign number 6, a sign that many dog owners overlook, but if ignored, it could lead to serious health issues for your dog. Have you noticed your dog frequently licking a specific area on its body, sometimes to the point where the skin turns red or fur starts falling out? If so, don't assume it's just routine grooming. This could be a sign of anxiety or loneliness that many people overlook. Licking is a self-soothing behavior in dogs. When they feel stressed or bored, they may start licking their paws, belly, or a particular spot as a way to cope with their emotions. However, if this behavior happens too often, it can lead to skin irritation, infections, or even open wounds from excessive licking that damages the tissue. One of the main reasons dogs excessively lick themselves is feeling abandoned or having nothing to do when left alone. This is one of the easiest signs to miss because many owners think it's just a normal habit. But in reality, if you notice your dog displaying this behavior, it's time to take action. How can you help your dog stop excessive licking? First, make sure your dog gets enough physical exercise and mental stimulation throughout the day. Activities like walks, playtime, or scent-based games help keep its mind engaged. Additionally, if your dog has developed a habit of licking, provide chew toys or bones to redirect its focus. If the licking persists or you notice visible skin damage, take your dog to the vet to rule out any underlying health issues. Don't ignore this sign. If left untreated, it can have serious consequences for your dog's health. And now, let's move on to sign number 7, one of the clearest indicators of sadness that no one should overlook. Normally, whenever you pour food into your dog's bowl, it rushes over to eat right away. But recently, you've noticed it avoiding its food, sniffing it briefly before walking away, or eating significantly less than before. If you think your dog is just being picky, think again. This could be one of the clearest signs that your dog is feeling lonely or stressed. Just like humans, a dog's appetite is directly influenced by its emotions. When dogs feel sad or abandoned, their hormone levels can become imbalanced, leading to a loss of appetite. Some dogs may even skip meals entirely, refusing to eat their favorite food despite previously loving it. If this condition continues, it can result in malnutrition, weight loss, or serious digestive issues. A dog that stops eating not only loses energy but also loses interest in life, making this a major red flag for its mental well-being. How can you help your dog regain its appetite? First, rule out any health-related causes by checking for other symptoms of illness. If there are no medical issues, focus on creating a more comfortable eating environment. Maintain a consistent feeding schedule so your dog feels secure and familiar with mealtime. When feeding, reduce stress factors such as loud noises or interruptions from people moving around. If necessary, try stimulating your dog's appetite by using treat dispensing toys or mixing its food with a bit of broth to enhance flavor. If your dog shows signs of appetite loss, don't ignore it. This is one of the most obvious indicators that something is emotionally wrong. And now, let's move on to sign number 8. A behavior that's easy to overlook but has a significant impact on your dog's mental health. A dog that sleeps a lot isn't always a sign of good rest. If your dog used to excitedly run to greet you at the door, but now just lies in one spot, or if you notice it spending most of the day sleeping with little interest in any activities, this could be a sign of loneliness. Dogs are highly sensitive to emotions, and when they feel sad or abandoned, they tend to sleep more as a way to escape feelings of emptiness. Just like humans, when experiencing depression or a lack of motivation, dogs may lose their curiosity and joy for daily life. If left unaddressed, this can impact your dog's physical health. Sleeping too much leads to reduced activity levels, increasing the risk of weight gain, muscle weakness, and, over time, a decline in overall health and lifespan. How can you help your dog regain energy and happiness? Try introducing more engaging activities throughout the day. Change up your walking routine by exploring new routes. Try new games like hide and seek, or train your dog in simple new tricks to stimulate its mind. Most importantly, spend more quality time interacting with your dog, whether it's through petting, talking, or involving it in small household activities. If your dog is sleeping more than usual and showing little interest in its surroundings, don't ignore this sign. And now, let's move on to sign number 9. A behavior that might seem like just an inconvenience to you, but in reality, it's your dog's way of expressing high levels of stress. Your dog has always been well-behaved, following its usual potty routine. But recently, it has started having accidents in the house, even right after you've taken it outside. You might think it's just being stubborn, but don't be too quick to scold it. This could be a clear sign that your dog is feeling lonely or stressed. Dogs thrive on stability and routine, and when their environment or emotions are disrupted, one of the first things affected is their bathroom habits. If your dog suddenly starts urinating uncontrollably or going to the bathroom in unusual places, it could be reacting to feelings of insecurity. When a dog experiences loneliness or stress, its body releases stress hormones, and inappropriate elimination may be its way of expressing emotional distress. This issue not only makes your home messy, but also impacts your dog's emotional well-being. It may even feel guilty afterward, but without proper guidance, it might continue doing it as a self-soothing behavior. So what should you do? Don't punish your dog immediately, as this can increase its anxiety. Instead, try to identify the root cause. Has it been left alone for too long? Has anything changed in the home recently that might be making it feel uneasy? Make sure to maintain a consistent potty schedule, taking your dog outside at the same times each day to create a sense of security. If you need to be away for long periods, try leaving an item with your scent or using a pet camera to monitor and comfort your dog. If you notice this behavior, don't just assume your dog is being mischievous. It may be the only way it knows how to tell you that it needs more attention and reassurance. So, We've gone through 9 signs that your dog might be feeling lonely. Whether it's seeking attention, sleeping too much, or excessive licking, these are all ways your dog tries to communicate with you. Don't ignore them. Have you ever noticed any of these signs in your dog? Leave a comment and share your experience. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more valuable content. See you in the next video.